It reminded me of other sort of moments in Rick's history where he is able to go that extra yard. You know, he's one of these people who'd be willing to gouge, bite. It's anything goes for Rick, and I think that's one of the most tenacious qualities about him is he just won't let it go. And I think that's where some of the humor comes, I think, in the episode, when Negan's just like, what is wrong with you, you maniac? I think I have a line where I just say, this is where you die in the dark, all alone. And he just goes, what the f*** is wrong with you, Rick? Jeffrey just said, you are more Negan than Negan right now. It was almost like a balancing of the scales, you know, that this guy is really demented because of the grief of his son. And I just think it's great, that kind of energy between the two guys, that kind of, you know, Batman and the Joker.
Welcome back to Talking Dead. That was Andrew Lincoln on Rick's deranged mental state. He said Batman and the Joker, but who was Batman and who was Joker in that one? I can't tell. We're back with Andrew, Yvette, and Jane. This is just some reactions about the Rick and Negan fight. Our Michelle Esquire on Twitter says, Negan don't know how crazy Rick can get. He never met rip your throat out with my teeth, Rick. This is getting interesting. Hyde66785 said on Twitter, well, we can safely say that Negan just fell hard for Rick. Classically wrote on Twitter, said, a guy up front just had like a guttural reaction.
I loved it. What'd you do?
Classically wrote on Twitter, said, Rick throwing his axe like a sport, Negan falling off the jacked up balcony, walkers everywhere. Lucille, am I? Rick's got a gun. It's gone now. I can't breathe. So, Yvette, what was your reaction to the fight?
I now think that Negan might be superhuman like Morgan, because how do you have a car crash, get covered in viscera, fight on a balcony, fall 2 stories, and then by the time Rick down, he's like, hey, buddy, like, really?
You know why?
Why?
Because of the Fonzie jacket.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you got a leather jacket on. It makes it
do anything.
Makes it cool. You can do absolutely
so much,
anything.
Like, even when he was with Father Gabriel and he was covered in the viscera, Father Gabriel can no longer see, and he's totally fine.
He's fine.
Like, what is? I don't know, you guys.
Let's take a call. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's Chris. I'm calling from Clearwater.
Hey, I'm Chris too. What's your question?
My question's for Andrew. And how would have Garrett felt about Negan's leadership skills?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. Well, I'm a little biased when it comes to Gareth. So in my mind, Gareth is like the most reasonable, rational, level-headed person to exist. You know,
he ate a guy's leg.
Sadistic acts of cannibalism aside. So no, you know, when I approached the character of Gareth, I approached him from a place of rationality and a person who very much valued structure over anything else, because I had to in order to get through these things. So I think that, you know, I think that he would value Negan's desire for structure as well, because I think we see that the way that Negan goes about it is a little bit different, and we see that Negan kind of values the overall structure of humanity more than he values individuals. You know, he doesn't really value individual life so much, but he does value having some type of structure. And I think Gareth was the exact same way. You know, individual life, not so important, but he still wanted to maintain some sort of structure in society.
I mean, they're just so similar, the two of them.
Like, yeah,
you know, Negan's got a bat. Gareth has, like, human jerky.
Teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know. Incisors.
I don't know. What will Jaidis do to Negan? Will she trade him? She's going to give him back to the Sabers in exchange for Simon, then she'll get her revenge. Or pulverize him, he'll meet the same fate as her people. Maybe she'll torture him. Now, who knows what she's going to do? Well, everyone's voting. Andrew, what will Jaidis do to Negan?
I mean, I think it's obvious. She needs a model for sculpture. I mean, probably nude, given her interactions with Rick.
Yes.
We don't need to create the mental image, but yeah, I mean,
I think you might be right.
Who's she going to sculpt?
Yvette?
I think she's going to partner with him. I think she's going to tell him, help him understand what Simon did, and I think that they're going to work together.
Yeah, because what Negan's already pissed.
Right, and she can't go to Rick because she doesn't trust Rick now. Rick left her to die, so she's going to work with him to fight Rick, I think.
67% said trade him, 1% said pulverize him, 32% were like, nah, torture.